Well, every game for us is personal. We have a lot of respect for ECU because they're capable. It's not like they're not capable. Just because the country thinks that they're not good, anybody will get up for us, man. Any guy, they bond together to beat us because they know it's a big game to play and they come in ready to go. It doesn't take much for their coaches to get them fired up, and for us, we understand that. And this year is just way different because we know what every game means. We're not overlooking anyone, and we know that we just have to protect home court.
You got to slow down going into North Texas. What's East Carolina like that?
Well, they're playing a lot of zone now, so they might try to slow you down. But offensively they're trying to go. They're trying to kind of put you to sleep with the zone. Hope that you take a bunch of jump shots and they get out and run. And they'll mix it up with us. They'll play some zone and some man.
Previous years, depending on Hardaway teams, opponents have said, let's zone them out so they can, run us to death like they want to.
Mm-hmm.
This team seems different in terms of the way they attack the zone. What have you noticed? What have you coached them up in? Like, how do they attack zones
Yeah,
differently than your
yeah,
previous
we're trying to be aggressive at all times, whether it's man or zone. Trying to pick our spots and look at the weaknesses in the zone and see where we can take advantage of it. And we're asking everybody to look for those things going into the game and then make sound passes and be aggressive on the shots.
14 quad 3-4 games in your next 16. I mean, it's a minefield of potential, bad losses, as you know, that, really resume.
Thanks for reminding me.
Do you think you guys as a collective have fully comprehended what you're walking into here for opening night?
Yeah, we do. This is my 7th year. The thing that's made it the worst is that the non-conference schedule for our conference, we didn't do well, except for us and I think Wichita State and North Texas. Everybody else kind of faltered, so that really pushed us down further. And again, those teams that played those games is not going to be the team that we're going to face. That's what makes it more dangerous. But we still have to uphold our end of the deal. If you're a ranked team and you're playing against a team that you're supposed to beat at home on the road, you just have to overpower them and beat them. And we're going to get everybody's best shot, so we have to play. We can't go in just sleepwalking.
You mentioned how important it is to have guys who've been in the league before, on your roster this year, whether it's been, PJ or Colby or Nick, before conference play started or even now. Is anyone that's been in the league kind of sending out the warning signs now, like, hey, just because Memphis is like favored to win the league, just because they're supposed to run through, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
Yeah, I think Kobe, PJ Haggerty, PJ Carter, and Nick are warning these guys. But, the first game wasn't a true test of what our conference is all about because we got off to a great start and we blew out a really good team because they went to ECU on the road and beat them. And then we came home and played a really good team. So they know it's not going to be easy because when you have to win games, it makes it way tougher. Like we weren't favored in a lot of those games that we played against those ranked teams, maybe none. So if we lost those games, it was like, well, they lost to a ranked team. Now you're favored every game. You got to go in with a mentality of kill or be killed, and you know that going into the game.
Penny, on Monday in the radio show, you said that you were going to make a lot of changes to kind of address the turnover issue.
Mm-hmm.
What have those changes looked like so far?
Well, I brought my ball rack back. The ball rack is every turnover that the guards make. Once the ball rack gets filled up, we take all the balls off, then it's 17s. Yes, it's that important because we want shot attempts. And we're not trying to take the aggression away from the guards. Like, I see somebody open and I try to make a pass, so I kind of define which turnovers are the worst. It's the lazy, nonchalant, unforced turnovers that we just can't have. We'd rather have a shot attempt.
How do you chart that? Like, good, bad, ugly, like turnover-wise?
Yeah, it's easy to do when you're a guard. You kind of see, like, if someone just drops the ball, someone goes back door and you get them, and that's a turnover, but that's not a bad turnover. It's just if Dane is posted up and P.J. Haggerty just throws this lazy pass that we're telling him not to throw, and he throws it clean out of bounds, then he knows not to throw that pass. And he doesn't do it often, but he and Tyrese have been turning the ball over with Dane a lot, and they have to do better.
So do you think of Dane's 7 turnovers, some of them were being put into a bad position by the guards as opposed to just Danger doing it himself?
No, I think those were all
They were all Dane?
Yeah, they were all Danes. He's going to try to make a play because he's a ball handling big. And, you have to let him be aggressive. But once you get into that traffic, when you play against North Texas, you play against Virginia, you play against teams that kind of swarm the paint and kind of have that pack line defense, you can't do a lot of dribbling through the paint. You got to pick it up and pass it as soon as 2 people guard you. And we're learning our lessons in that area on this team.
Have you had an issue this year with, it feels like the
Yeah, because the fouls aren't fouls that we need to count. These are like touch fouls. We want fouls, somebody going to the basket trying to block a shot, not trying to reach for the ball on the switch or on the pick and roll defense when they just have to be with their arms out and be active. They swipe at the ball and hit someone on the wrist, and that's a foul. We don't want those fouls. Those are the fouls that they're getting right now. Trying to, climb over a guy to get a rebound in traffic, that's great. Trying to rim protect, that's great. But the way that they're getting their fouls, not good.
And you're just doing a story on Musa right now. What have you seen his biggest growth off the court since when he was here as a freshman?
I think mentally, obviously his physical stature, he's way bigger than what he was. But mentally, he knows who he is. He's not trying to be something else. He doesn't have an identity crisis like he did his freshman year. He really wanted to be a wing when he was really the best defensive big, rebounding, and block shots in the country. And now he understands that's who he is.
What about on the court? Is that kind of similar to that vibe?
Off the court? Yeah, he's more mature and understands. He's always been super religious. A guy that understands his faith and is deep in his faith, so he's always been a mature guy.
Obviously, he's gone through a lot in his journey to get to here. Just how proud of you in the way that he's handled everything, losing his mom and changing schools and just moving countries.
Yeah, it's just always hard when you have to change, when you're from another country and you come over to America, right? And then he's done a phenomenal job with just navigating through everything, and to where he is now, from what he's gone through, his faith has carried him throughout this entire thing. And I'm just glad to be on this journey again because I was happy to get him back.
You're a pretty spiritual guy yourself. Any conversations or what have you been able to talk about with him and navigating some of that stuff?
Yeah, I don't really talk about a lot of the faith-based conversations because everybody kind of believes what they believe. For me, I know that there's a higher power, higher being, and I know I'm blessed beyond measure. Musa feels the same way, and we just have that mutual respect. He practiced today. We really missed Dante in that last game because he's so tough. He's fast. He's a defensive guard, and hopefully he'll be ready by ECU.
Did you kind of notice the blow he was able to give to your other couple of guards in the run couple of games?
Yeah, he's going to be big to kind of rest P.J. Haggerty and Tyrese Hunter because he's a pass-first guard, defensive guard. What we really need is to increase that tempo and bring that defensive mentality.
PJ obviously accurate and put you guys on his back in a lot of ways on Sunday. If you look at the last three kind of go-to guys you've had, Kendrick, Stone Cold Killer, obviously serious competitive nature. David had his stretches last year where he put you on his back for 5 minutes to go win a game.
Yep.
How does he compare both in terms of skill set, what he brings on the court, and also his pretty laid-back demeanor? Just how does he compare to those guys?
I think he's more of a well-rounded guard than those guys because he can do so much. Kendrick and David were totally different mentality. They were just straight killers. I mean, like just going into the game with that mentality. PJ warms up to it. He's a killer, but he's more of a silent assassin. These guys are the mentality that they have. They're going to run through your chest. They're going to hold you accountable. They're going to tell teammates when they're not doing what they're supposed to do because they want to win so badly. PJ's just going to be quiet the entire game and just go about his business.
With the possibility of a winter storm coming in on Friday, are you starting to get any flashbacks to what happened with maybe the South Florida last year?
There you go again, man. You keep reminding me of all this. No, not in a bad way. That was a joke. But it did cross my mind because I was like, man, we had this ice storm. Go ahead, you can finish, though. But, yeah, I did think about that.
And what I was going to ask is that, are you, I guess, worried about the potential scenario of there not being that many people perform on Saturday and you having to build your own energy that way?
No pun intended. It was a perfect storm for South Florida because no fans were there. And we were up 20. And I think we got so relaxed because it was so quiet in there. And the people that came out were wonderful. And they came back and beat us. And, man, I just remember driving to the game. My car was sliding everywhere, getting to the game. And I was like, dang, if we're going to play a game. But it was ESPN. And, obviously the university told everyone to stay home, not to come. And it was like, we're still going to play this game. We want to play this game because we were rolling, number 10 in the country. And then that second half was the worst second half that I've ever been a part of as a Tiger coach or player. And they won that game. So when the snowstorm started to show up on the forecast for Friday, I was like, bro, let's not go through this again.
In hindsight, do you think that game should have been played?
No, it shouldn't have been played, honestly, because we barely got to the game. I was seriously sliding all over the street just to get to the game. And Coach Stansberry, to his credit, was like, do not play this game. And I didn't know how we were going to work that because of ESPN and South Florida and things of that nature. I didn't know if they were going to make us take a forfeit or whatever. So I was like, let's just play the game. And it started off great, and then it just ended horribly.
Who makes the ultimate call
I don't know who I guess the AD, president, I don't know, maybe ESPN. I don't know who makes that call because that was an ugly day. No, honestly, it's about the safety of, I know what you mean, but it's about the safety of the city, man. Really, none of us should have been out on the street. South Florida was already in town. They were in the hotel safely. It was really literally they could walk to the game. We still had to drive from the Peabody pretty much. It was freezing cold, and the streets were as bad. Leaving this facility, going down Getwell, it was literally cars just sliding off the side of the road, going straight, and going over and crashing on the side. And I made it through that and got on the expressways and got off on Lamar and then kind of had to slide again and made it to the arena, and we played that game. I just can't believe we played that game. I mean, in my mind, we were the best team in the conference. We were rolling number 10 in the country. It was like if we have to play this game, we just have to do what we have to do. And, man, it just turned into a nightmare.
The conference named Amir Abdul-Rahim Iron Coach of the Year for this year. I just wanted to know kind of what your thoughts on what your relationship was with him as another coach in this conference and what you think about them.
Yeah, no, I think that's just first class because Amir was a pure gentleman, man. He was a tough competitor, but he was just a gentleman. He and I talked a lot, maybe once a week, just to talk about things going on in conference, things that we needed to change to try to make the conference better and bigger. And he was always on board for that and did a phenomenal job last year, so I'm definitely fine with the conference doing that.
Benny, did you like having no midweek game this week, this early in the conference schedule, having that time off?
Yeah, because we needed to. I like not having a midweek game because we needed some work. We really did. I mean, North Texas showed these guys where we have to grow. I already understood, but it gave me a chance to coach these guys in a different way this week as well because of what North Texas did to us. We did have to practice the first 15 minutes in the dark. We had some emergency lights, but all the lights weren't on. Yeah, thank you.